You're watching Allastrology, and we got a chart to look at. This is the June new moon. That's what we're looking at, the June new moon. It is in Gemini energy. It's June 14th, 9:53 p.m. I'm in the Central Time Zone. You got that? So you have to adjust for the time zone you live in if you are someone who does these new moon intentions, whether you're lighting a candle or prayer, meditation, writing out some lists of things you want to bring forward into your life. New moons are a great time. It's a building energy. That's just what a new moon is. We do have Mercury at the top, and this new moon happens at 24 degrees, and this is where the new beginning happens. Talking, how I think, my thoughts, learning, how I learn, how I take in information. This is my curiosity, my knowledge, my brain all over the damn place trying to soak up knowledge. It's like the Hoover, the Hoover vacuum in the sky. The brain is soaking up and vacuuming up and sucking up all the little bits and information and details. That's a big keyword with Gemini, details. Taking in information and sharing it back out. It's that whole rapport, the engagement, the back and forth. When you sit there and you have a conversation with somebody and it's that back and forth between you. And sometimes with Gemini energy, well, actually a lot of times with Gemini energy, if it's not busy learning for the sake of really trying to learn, as opposed to just keeping itself busy, which is kind of common with Gemini because it's that mind energy, very busy brains. They don't, they just tend to just constantly be like this, like, oh, what's that? And trying to get to it so it can gobble it up. Oh, there's a piece of information. Gobble that up. Read that. Write that. Share that. Right. But Gemini is actually just, it's not just that. There's more things to this. So far, maybe I'm learning something new, right? This could be that. New communication style. I got a kitty cat down here now. Come on. You want to come up? Come on up. I'm not coming down there. I'm recording a video. You coming up? It's Taffy. Yeah, come on. You can come up. So new thoughts and my brain even. And what I like about the Gemini energy is it's people that we're going to see. It's not like some far away, I can't relate to it type of energy. This is people that are peers, people that are around you almost, maybe every day even. So it could be like coworker energy. It's people you see regularly. It's people in your local community. This is your neighborhood energy. The housing market, like this is this. This is sales. This is sales and writing. Sometimes people like to say, oh, writing. Like, yeah, you could be creatively writing, especially at this degree. Gemini likes to play with words. It thinks it's a wordsmith, right? And it likes to play around with the meanings of words. And that's real interesting with Gemini because this is also news energy. Gemini in general is social media and it's news. Holy shit, right? What have we turned into? Now we're getting news from every angle. We're getting news from our neighbors, even though they're not reporters, news from our siblings, right? Like we have become reporters ourselves even. So information moving really fast, taking it in and sharing it back out again. Does this mean we're starting off with a confusing beginning, a confused, foggy beginning? Like, I don't know what I want in my life going forward. I don't know what I want for the future, because that's how we started off talking about this is what new moons are. You have a new beginning. So my new beginning is going to be in a fog, possibly. It can also be prayer, meditation, spirituality. Creating energy is good for those types of things. It's not good with details. Creative energy It's not accountant energy. Creative energy is you get in a creative zone and you're creating something from nothing, right? You're kind of plucking ideas and thoughts and objects in terms of visuals out of the air. And you're like, I got this idea. It's like an aha. So in terms of news, in terms of authority figures, because 24 degrees can be public figures and politicians, especially politicians. This can be really communication that's coming across in a really messed up kind of way. Because, see, Gemini energy has this strong dual nature to it. And there's a good purpose for the strong dual nature. It's to understand what the other person's saying. It's to see their perspective. That's the whole point, right? It's to make it so that we can talk to each other without ripping each other's heads off. It's to say, I see that perspective and I see this perspective. It gives us, I liken, because I always see birds, the owl, even though some might say that doesn't make sense, but it does make sense. The owl can turn its head. It looks like it's going 360, so it can get that big perspective. And yes, that means you can look out the window. I can look at you and tell you what I see, but you can look at me and you can't repeat. You can't say that you can see what I see, because I can see things that are behind you and you can't see those things. But does that mean I'm wrong? No, you see, it's the same idea. So there's like a contrasting, even a very strong contrarian. And when we've got people really going off on the mouth, yeah, exaggerations, purposeful manipulation, just purposely hyperbole, just coming across in a way where it's meant to be confusing. It's meant to possibly even be deceptive. On this high level, a soul level, where people are connecting and it's their soul's guidance, their soul's information that comes out of their mouth. You follow? So it's more experience, more wise energy. Owl. You get it? You see? Yeah. So every now and then you'll see people who have that Gemini energy and who can come across that way. But a lot of folks, they may have some not so great things to say about Gemini because it can be really gossipy energy. I mean, the air sign, it has that need to share. And sometimes it doesn't think. It just said something that it shouldn't have said. And it might have exaggerated a little bit to make it a little bit more enticing, to make it a little bit more exciting, entertaining, new, like, ooh, and to get it out first. And so that's a caution with the Gemini, right? The talking behind somebody's back, or just, a great saying by one of the great first ladies of the United States. People with slow minds talk about other people. People with average minds talk about events, whereas people with higher minds, they talk about ideas. And this has always made me think about Gemini energy, because talking is involved on every level. And Gemini is a great networker, a great, hey, who have you been talking to? What's going on, right? Like Gemini's got that need to relate and communicate. This can be energy that is unifying thought, ideas. And this is the energy of all things are one. This is the energy that is opposite of division and divisiveness. This is the energy. It's understanding that the material realm is a byproduct of those higher realms. And that starts with our thoughts and what we connect and who we connect with. Music and sound. And some people, they just need some damn silence to stay sane. They need some silence from social media, right? They need some silence from their neighbors, from their friends. They just need to unplug, because health at the 18 degrees talks about my mental and my emotional well-being and the connection to all of the bodies that we have, other than my physical body, right? The emotional body, the spiritual body, my energetic body, my soul body. Have I been listening to the sound of silence? Can I tune into that so I can hear my soul speak? 24 degrees of Gemini. As far as an orb, it's going to be 22 degrees of Gemini to 26 degrees of Gemini. Now, if you have objects closer, put it in the chat and let me know, and I'll let you know. And remember, we're including house cusp lines, okay? You want to make sure to look at your chart. If you don't have your chart, put it into the comments under the video. Hey, G, you told me to ask for a chart in the video. Real quick, there's the kite and the connection with that divine energy. I will add, of course, institutional energy. I do believe I said governments, but institutional energy, healing energy. Healing and health is a big deal here. All right, with this new beginning. The top of the kite, look what it is. The galactic center at 27 degrees. It's freaking Mercury. So it is news and information that's coming through. And if you've got something at 27 in Sagittarius, this might be beneficial energy for you. I got a friend who I'm thinking of, this might be beneficial energy for them because they are a teacher. And literally on short notice, their summer classes, they were notified because of some union stuff that was occurring or that occurred in some new agreements. Literally, like 2 weeks before their class begins or a week before their class begins, they're told, oh, you can't teach that class. You're not qualified any longer. And not that they're not qualified to teach, but not qualified based on the fact that they had too many credits. They had too many credit hours that they're teaching. But wow. So nobody knew this months and months and months ago to tell this person. Instead, they find out weeks before their class begins. Yeah. So this is big with news, big with institutional energy, and this would be college education. Education is huge with this, of course. It's at both ends. It's at both ends with Gemini and Sagittarius. We know this is big, usually Supreme Court energy, and so some big news coming from the Supreme Court possibly. But if you've got something at 27, and I know the person I'm thinking of does have something at 27, so hopefully this will be good news for them. And considering the big trine, the big kite, but which is an air trine. There's your air trine. Vertex at 22, which is a super ascendant, which is a point of fate, something new, something different. It is group energy. It may be a surprise. It's unconventional. Woohoo. Let's do this. Let's make this happen. It's different, but let's give it a try. The other part is the new moon at 24, Gemini. The other part is Spica at 24 degrees in partnerships. Partnerships, personal and business. We have Spica. So that makes up the grand air trine of talking and communication and business, writing contracts, teaching, learning, something unconventional, networking, new, different, maybe science, maybe astrology, but definitely group energy, and then the kite. All of the grand air trine comes out through the fire end in this kite. So that means we got these big old blazing flames of fire coming off of here. Freedom, seeking, searching, teaching, wisdom, preaching, opinions, judgments, subconscious judgments that we cast upon others, higher education. And what about the justice system? The justice system and rulings. Don't miss out on this possible new beginning. Desires are strong and they are supported. The details are big and work. This is big. Use this energy. Merging of the minds.